Today I'm going to talk to you guys about how to cure skein to catch kings out of Lake Ontario tributaries. And we're talking about big rivers like the Niagara to the smaller estuaries of places like Oak Orchard, to Oswego, the estuary of the Salmon River, Black River, and even all the tributaries in the GTA area. This will work all across Lake Ontario on our run of kings. So first thing we do is we get our skein out of a freshly caught salmon. We want our skeins nice and bled, so we bleed our fish when we catch them. First thing we're going to do is butterfly that skein, which is going to open it up so we can get that cure in all the folds of the membrane, to get it right down to the membrane, get it in all the folds. Otherwise the skein's just too thick, the eggs are too thick to get all that cure in there nice and good. So when I'm working with a whole skein, I like to cut them in half. Just gives me a little easier working palette. Like right there, got a nice piece, be cured up. You can work the eggs in there, or the cure in there really nicely. There's a little bit of blood right there, so what I'll do is I'll trim that. It's just that one blood line that's hard to get every drop out of there. So now we just got rid of all the blood. That little bit you can kind of work out. And that's ready to get some cure. So even though this skein looks nice and butterflied, if you look, you have that hard fold, so you just want to make sure to really get in there, because that's one place I found in the past I've had some issues where you didn't get that skein down into that one fold. So just make sure that's cut. So now you're nice and flat. I'll trim off the blood on this side. I like using scissors when I do this. Some guys use a knife. I find the scissors work nice. Get in there with a paper towel, get a little bit of that little blood that wants to work out. Now we're ready to apply our cure. So people always ask why it's important to get the blood out of your eggs. The blood is the first thing to actually rot and spoil your eggs. That's why you want to make sure they don't have any blood. You know, you'll hear people talk about finish with a good product, start with a good product. You can leave an uncured egg in a fridge for 3 to 5 days. It'll spoil when it's bled. Unbled fish, so it has a lot of blood in there, they'll go bad a lot quicker. So that blood is actually the first thing to go bad. So you just really want to work at getting that out. This one had a lot of blood here, so I'm just going to push that to the side so it doesn't contaminate our good batch of eggs we're going to come up with here. A lot of loose stuff there, a little blood, and trim that up. This one here, there's still a little bit left, but you know, that's minor. It's insignificant. The cure will take care of that. There's no way you're getting rid of that little bit that's left. When it comes time to put the cure on the eggs, I use Pautzke's Fire Cure. I like Fire Cure because it gives me a nice wet egg. They're very juicy. And I know a lot of guys like a drier egg. I like my eggs a little wet, hence the nitro gloves. It's a very important part of fishing eggs. Otherwise you're going to have pink hands and people are going to laugh at you when you go out to the store. I learned that the hard way when I first started. So we're going to start by covering our egg. What I like to do is just kind of cover them up, nice coating here. I feel like I get all the egg covered. And now we're just going to work that into the folds. I'm just going to massage that egg, get that cure right down in all the little crevices. And usually that first coating doesn't get the job done, but gives us a good start. As you can see there, you see a lot of orange. The pink hasn't got to the bottom yet. We kind of just got the top layer. And kind of look at the back of your skein, you see it's still that orange color. We obviously didn't get the cure all the way in there yet. So what I've been doing is kind of picking that skein up, massaging in my hands, kind of why I like the smaller pieces. Can really get that cure right down in there now. And just work that in. You know, you just want to go easy, especially if you have a looser skein, a little more mature fish. Be careful, you'll lose a lot of your eggs. So you don't want to work it too hard, but just enough to get that down into the folds. Now that we work that one in, you'll see you don't see any orange left. We got cure into every little little nook and cranny, and then you see from the back side that cures right down to the membrane. Now on to the other half. This time I don't use as much, you know. First I kind of coated them, you know, gave them a good coating. This time here just enough to make sure it dusts a little bit in the bottom of those folds. Make sure I get in there everywhere. I'm working on that side with that fold I showed you that you got to make sure to open up. So I'm going to feel it, make sure I get down in there. Once again, looking for that orange uncured spots, so don't get a hard spot or a dry spot. Roll it over, take a look. Looks pretty good. So we started with pink. That's what we want our base color to be. So lately I've been having a little better success with a little darker egg. So I like to keep pink as my base color, and I do a lot of batches a year. So I'll do one just the way we did this, which is just a straight pink, which works great. Lately the water's had a little bit of a stain to it, and a darker egg seems to work. So what I'll do now is add a little red fire cure. And when I say a little, I mean a very little. This stuff is strong. A lot goes a long way. Get that on there, then just kind of mix that, and you'll already see the color starting to turn. Where that dye lands, where that cure lands, it starts to really darken that egg up. Once again, just kind of brushing that in, because that color is really going to start taking over. You don't want to go too much. I tried 50-50. It was a little bit too dark, so I like to go with that pink base, get it started, and then just add that red until I kind of achieve the color I like. Just hit the edges. Don't need to go crazy with the red for the egg we're trying to make here. And now when these juice out, even these little outliers that don't seem like they have the color to them of the red, they'll pick that up when they all start milking out and juicing before they reabsorb the cure. And that's one thing, people, when you're doing this sulfate-based cure, the fire cure, these eggs are going to juice. I'm going to set them in this container now. As you can see, they're already starting. I mean, there's a lot of juice in that container already. It's getting a lot of liquid. Don't be scared. That's good. You're going to let them set. I usually let them set for about 6 hours, room temperature, and they're going to become just swimming in their own juice. And you feel the egg, it's going to feel hard. It's almost shriveled up dry. Just let them set. After about 6 hours, I'll put them in the fridge, and then I'll flip them, just rotate them around over the course of 2 to 3 days, and at the end, all that juice will be reabsorbed. Then I will take them out and let them dry. So guys, this has only been 20 minutes, and you can see the amount of juice that's already showing up. So as we let these sit out over the next 6 hours, it's going to get even more juice. The eggs are going to look even more shriveled up. Don't worry about it. This is the way it works. It will all be reabsorbed over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours. So one of the things with the process we're doing today, this isn't an overnight cure. This is a 3-day process. We cure them, we got to let them set, juice, rotate them. This isn't something you do overnight. If you're looking for overnight cure, there's other methods to do it. This is to produce a good quality egg that's going to last for a long time on your hook. You're going to get multiple drifts out of one piece of skein. Now if you look at these here, they're not real juicy, they're not real wet. This is after 3 days in the fridge, taken out, separated into a bag for amount that I take with me. They hold up very well, and as they get warm in that bag, they'll start juicing a little bit and they'll get wet again. But this egg here is ready to fish, and I'll have these on a hook tomorrow morning.
Pautzke products are available at sporting goods stores near you. If you can't find the specific color, size that you want, make sure to go to Pautzke.com. And as a thank you for watching Pautzke Outdoors, we're going to show you a coupon code to be used for 10% off your next order.